virtual background things. There we go. Maybe I should change my shirt. Too late for that. All right. Can we hear? Can you see? Can you la-di dotty lead a party? There's that.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Manny.
All right, Jared. How you doing? All right. Let me just make sure we got all systems running on all sides. Perfect. Right path. And the trash truck is going around. So we may hear planes and trucks, just so you know.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. It sounds perfect, bro.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me just make sure I can hear you. All right.
Yeah. Can you hear me
Per-
all good?
yes, the camera looks good. What up, everybody? This is Manny V, and we got a quick Book Life chat with Jared Houston. He is chiming in from Puerto Rico. First off, congratulations on the Margara Challenge win. How was that?
Yeah, thanks, Manny. Yeah, it was a sick day, sick win. Been a long time between drinks, yeah. Between the last time I won a I won a boogie contest. So that was cool to get back on top. And yeah, it's a rad contest, it's like a wave I dedicate a lot of time to. Pretty much the wave I surf the most here. So it was special, man. Stoked to come out on top.
I mean, what is it? What is it about the wave? We've seen the photos. I mean, it looks like pipeline and backdoor, but with a Caribbean flair. Can you describe the wave?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, without wanting to give too much away, because it's actually still like relatively uncrowded, although it is pretty the locals definitely hold it down. But yeah, the wave's insane. It's in my opinion the best wave on the island. And geez, have to be up there for the region too. It's just breaks left and right. Um, it starts breaking around, you know, 2 to 4 feet on the face, and then like baby Margara, and then handles all the way up to like over 15 foot on the face. Pushing 20. Like solid like 8 or 10 foot Hawaiian on the right, tide and direction. And it's just like it's a freaking insane wave. It offers everything. It's got heavy barrels, like full slab. Like full like does the pipe thing where it kind of sucks back in before it blows out. And it's got a big ramp on it. It's just boogie paradise, man. And it's like relatively safe, or like compared to like a wave like front tunnel pipe where people hit the bottom like every single session. I feel like here you've got less chance of hitting the bottom, but that being said, there have been some serious injuries out there, so it's still a heavy wave.
Oh my God. So I mean, what kind of reef is it? You got Frotone. It's a pretty much a flat reef shelf, but with barnacles. Pipeline has its caves and, those submerged little canyons. What's Margara's bottom look like?
I'd say it's probably kind of closer to pipe sort of vibe. It's got a pretty unique shape. It's shaped like a oh man, like my math shapes have gone out the window here, but it's kind of like this lopsided sort of triangle. And there's a couple of big holes. There's one big hole in specific, just to the west of the peak, which when it's pretty big and the right sort of breaks further out, it does this massive step like in the middle of the wave. So you kind of got to watch that. But the best one, sort of that step, sort of becomes part of the lip and like makes it even heavier. So there's a bunch of like little intricacies to it. I'd say the reef, it's probably about 4 to 6 foot deep, where the wave breaks. So it's,
My
it's
God.
relatively shallow, and but it's like the only thing that makes me say it's sort of a friendly reef is that there is quite a lot of growth on it. There's a lot of vegetation, but there's still sharp sections, and there is the possibility to go into a hole for sure.
And what was your worst wipe out there?
Um, my worst wife out of Margara, probably. Probably just getting super blasted on an air. Um, I feel like I've gotten pretty lucky in terms of getting super smoked on a wave I didn't make. Although there's been a couple of times where I've got caught inside by really big waves and gotten my bell pretty rung, yeah. Like even sometimes on the peak. So like sometimes you'll be out on the peak and the water's really deep beyond the reef. So you can kind of there's a couple of indicators that show you a set's coming, but because of the angle the reef faces, like there'll be some that just kind of slips through the crack, and you don't really see them coming, and they'll just be just gargantuan, just top to bottom waves breaking like a good 20 feet further out than you are. So I've had a couple of nervous moments with that.
And you're not the only one in the lineup. Are you guys looking at each other when you see this bomb come in? You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty classic. Like maybe I think September, one of the first good big swells we got. I went offshore in the afternoon. We actually surfed wilderness. You know wilderness. We surfed wilderness in the morning, and like it's for wilderness to be good, it's got to be huge. And when I got back to Arecibo, I went offshore. So I swung out to Margara, and it's yeah, tide was nice. It was holding pretty big, and this freaking massive one comes through, and myself, Carlos Cabrero, it's like a really renowned surfer from here. I'm sure you know him as well, Manny, and Cuco Font. We were kind of like a good 20 feet further in from everyone, just trying to get those double ups. And man, I legit considered taking my leash off and just swimming for the bottom. If it wasn't for the fact that Kuko is next to me and he's like a duck dive extraordinaire, and I kind of wanted to keep up with him, I was going to just fully unleash. But I duck dived and I made it. All was well. But it was a pretty nervous moment.
Oh my, what happened to Carlos? Because he was on a surfboard.
Dude, he made it. Carlos is legit, you know. Carlos is like a really like he's knows his way around heavy water. So I was actually I was super surprised that he made it because I was like, trying to duck dive a surfboard under that thing. But he got it. He got it somehow, and he was sweet. So we lived to catch another wave.
I mean, Carlos has been around. Like the first time I went out to Puerto Rico in the early 90s, he was the man then. And to know that he's still charging to
Yeah,
this day, it's pretty amazing.
yeah, and he just turned 50. Like I'm like really good friends with Carlos. We hang out all the time, and he just turned 50, and I swear he's probably like more amped now than he was when I first got over here. So it's pretty sick, And when there's a swell, he'll be calling me at like 4:45, like, where are we meeting up? Like, what time are you gonna paddle? Are you gonna look first? Or are you just gonna go out in the dark? And so it's pretty
Oh,
sick to see the fire still raging. Yeah.
that's so sick. I'm gonna pull up your Instagram real quick. I don't know if you see it on the
Yeah.
screen there. Do you see it?
Um, yes, I do now.
All right, let's pull up the shot first. I mean, let's talk about the competitors. Like, I mean, you are, world champ, but the contenders are also at that level too. I mean, tell us who was in the final and how hard is it to win this event?
Yeah, it's a hard event, man. It's like a really high standard of riding, and all the guys that enter this event because it's quite expensive. They're really good. They really like they reckon they can win it. Yeah. So yeah, I'll start off with from like left to right in that photo. So there's Nolo, like Nolo. He's from Kamui. He's like from a town just west of Arecibo. And he's just a super cool guy. He boogies heaps, but over the past couple of years, he's really invested a lot into Margara. He's out there every swell, and so it's pretty cool to see him just progress through heats one by one. Yeah, he actually almost had me in our first heat. He was leading with like a minute to go when I just got lucky and a sick wave came through, and I got the score to move past him. In we're both advancing anyway, but that was pretty cool. He really put me on the line. And
Sick.
then Rafa Rivera got third. I don't think he needs too much introduction. He's like a pretty well known Puerto Rican bodyboarder. He's been ripping for forever. And yeah, he's a big threat out of Margara, especially when there's a lot of rights. He's really strong going right. And so he's always kind of like, I'd say there's a couple of guys that are the ones to beat, but he's definitely one of them. Yeah. And then Kuko Font, he got second. And yeah, Kuko has been freaking ripping. Yeah.
Yeah.
The past couple of years. I mean, he was really good when he still lived here, but he's been living in Hawaii for a couple of years now, and he's just sort of gone from strength to strength. Like a lot of experience in really heavy waves. He's a big, strong guy, really technically proficient as well. So he was sort of, when I was seeing him march through heats, he was sort of the guy I was going, okay, like, this is the dude I'm gonna have to beat if I want to win this comp. Um, so it was pretty cool, man. It was it really wasn't an easy road. And those guys, yeah, they made me dig deep, yeah, and kind of really tap into my full potential.
I mean, and like all contests, you got top contenders getting knocked out in that first round who are totally potentials to win the whole event. And then you start weeding out it comes down to luck on these kind of conditions, these kind of competitions. And luck was on your side that day. And the format is your standard, two waves, two people advancing on.
Yeah, yeah, standard knockout format. So it's like an invite. Well, it's an invite. They invite the top performers from the year before, and then those guys have like priority entrance. And then if they don't, whatever spaces are left over after that, after that initial round of entries, and they open up to just anyone. And so yeah, it's like this year there were 32 competitors, so it was a round one to quarter semifinal. Um, so it
Sick.
was pretty rad
Yeah.
to see. It's pretty rad to have such a talented field, yeah, because it kind of
Yeah.
trimmed the fat a bit this year.
Yeah. And all right. So from the left to right again, now that we see everybody's faces.
Yeah, so we got Nolo. He's on the left over there. That you got your mouse over right now. And then we got Rafa Rivera just to the right, the green rashi. Kuko Font, who's on my left, and then some random South African in the holding up the oversized the drink cooler.
Did you drink out of that thing?
Nah, dude, I'm having a dry year, bro. So I actually didn't have any drinks.
Oh,
But I've got that thing. I've got that thing waiting for the day, bro. It's sitting there in the house.
what brought on the dry year?
Oh, I just kind of feel like yeah. I mean, you know what it's like over here.
Oh
It's
boy.
just you're just having a good time all the time. Everything is just warm. It's like it's really beer friendly weather. Um, and and I kind of live like a pretty beer friendly lifestyle, where I work, I'm like electrician now, so I kind of work, like with my hands and in construction sites and whatnot. So you get out, you get off work, whether it be in that environment or in a boogie board environment, both of them you want a beer. Um, and then the problem is that it's everyone else is having beers. And anyway, long story short, just kind of felt like I got into a bit of a complacency where I just drink a bunch of beers every day just because I could. It didn't feel like it affected me negatively in any massive way. But once I kind of took stock, looked at like the last few years, I'm kind of going like, man, like I could have done a lot more, and I do actually feel pretty average. Like I'm not feeling very strong or flexible or whatnot. Like the only thing I'm doing is consistently that's probably negative is consuming alcohol daily. So I was like, well, this is going out the window for now. So
Yeah.
so it's been pretty cool. I feel freaking great. I know, like, obviously, different things for everyone. For some people, it's not a problem at all, but for me, I like all my aches and pains are gone. Feel like a kid again. So pretty psyched on it.
Heck yeah. And probably one of the most important things that we forget is you're saving a ton of money too.
Oh, dude, yeah, 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 freaking hell! Like that's yeah, we're way more money to spend on coffee now, which is which I'm happy to keep. I'm happy to keep that vice.
Yeah, I'll put you in contact with some of my connoisseur coffee connoisseur friends who will tell you everything you need to know about good quality coffee. But
Yeah.
right on. Well, congratulations one more time. I really appreciate it. I know you're a busy man. I do want to catch up again once we'll find another time, but I do want to see what you got going on nowadays. But it sounds like you got things rolling in the right direction. So congratulations one more time, Jared. I really appreciate it. And
Thanks,
yeah,
Manny.
if you want
Appreciate it,
to
bro.
give shout outs or anything, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I mean, just thanks. I guess thanks to all the people that like still froth out and boogie boarding and like staying involved in the sport. Yeah, like it's such a fun. I appreciate it so much more now than I did when I was, like in my early 20s, traveling the world, which sounds crazy. Like that was the best times ever. Like we had no idea how good we had it. No complaints, no regrets. But yeah, these days I look at it like just such a special thing to be able to do. It's so much fun. I'll definitely do it for the rest of my life. So yeah, shout out to all the people that are still involved and kicking around and slaying some shories at whatever level you're at. That's we're all in it together. And yeah, big thanks to Hubboards for still getting me the sickest boards and the best gear and helped me to keep the lights on. Yeah, so really grateful to those guys and just super grateful to still be involved in this awesome community. So yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for your time. Really quick, I do have a chat going on YouTube. Rob Hennessy from New Jersey says the Boogie Bar in New Jersey also offers non-alcoholic options.
Sick. Yeah, dude. I think I met Rob when I was on the East Coast tour with Dave. I'm pretty sure it's the same Rob. But yeah, that's epic. Yeah. I've been on a taste tour of all the non-alcoholic beers. It's kind of cool because I reckon they used to be really bad back in the day, but they're like super good now. They're actually pretty
They're
like
almost the same.
yeah, I'm like sweet. These like what this six pack costs $6 instead of 18. Like, oh bro, like I'll take that any day. Yeah, so
Any
it's pretty
day.
cool.
Right on. And
Yeah.
then Ottoman says he thinks, in his humble opinion, he thinks that you should have won Pipeline this year.
Thanks, Armand. Yeah, I felt pretty good, man. I was I was fired up. I was feeling, in the zone, kind of in that flow state, having a lot of fun. But yeah, I just got stopped in my tracks. It happens sometimes. It's kind of got the
Yeah,
rug pulled out from under my feet, but it was still a good time. I had a great time, and it was a sick event.
right on. All right, Jared, one more time. Thank you so much for your time. And we'll definitely catch up again. And yeah, I will keep you posted on where this interview is. And this time we got it recorded. We're solid.
You're nice, yeah, stoked. And it was good that we waited long enough to re-record it, so it's kind of like fresh again.
Yes,
Cause
perfect.
yeah, because it feels like a new conversation. So I was stoked. Cool, bro.
Cool. All right. Tell the family I said what's up and everybody else on the islands. I will see you later, brother. Thank you.
Will do, man. Have a good one, Manny. Cheers, bro.
Okay. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro.
All right. So, quick little chat with Jared Houston. That was actually really cool. And he's right. Gave it us a little bit of time between. And yeah, this was epic. Thank you guys for chiming in on the live feed. This will be available to everyone to come back and check out Jared's reaction on the winning the event. Sounds pretty pumped. All right. Until the next one, you guys. Later.